Hey friends, welcome to my channel. New space, who dis? How have you guys been? How are you doing? How has your week been? I moved into a new space and I'm just trying to settle in, trying to fill up things and all that stuff, just trying to make it like a home, a bit more comfortable. It's slightly bigger, so yeah, cheers to growth. I feel like I'm just trying to balance everything that I have going on. I hope you guys have been well. I hope you have enjoyed your week. I hope you're enjoying your day. I hope you're enjoying your night. Whatever time you are watching this, I hope you are enjoying it. As usual, Fridays is Lisa YouTube video day. And here we are with yet another one. If you're new here, my name is Lisa. Thank you so much for joining me. So let's get started on today's video. Now, yesterday I was actually having a chat with a friend, a former high school friend. I think she was a year ahead of me, and we were just catching up, where we are at and all that stuff. And the last time we actually talked, she was planning to move from Kenya, where both she and her where we're both originally from. So that's actually what got us talking. So chatting again, she's like, oh, I moved almost a year ago. I'm like, what? How did I not know this? And that just opened a whole other box, because we realized there's so many things that happen, so many things probably that people think could be different once you move abroad, once you live abroad. And then you come to the realization that here it's not the way you probably thought or expected. And that is the basis of today's video. When I moved, I actually came to realize really quick that the grass is not always greener on the other side, and that is my first point. So I've been seeing videos of people obviously who've lived abroad and then moved back home for one reason or another, and there's this one CEO of I forget the land company, and he was in the States for a long time, and then things just were not working for him, so he moved back to Kenya, and things have picked up for him, and he's just like, wow, clearly grass is not always greener on the other side. And by this I just mean that challenges, sometimes you're moving away from home because of the challenges that are there. Maybe there's no jobs, maybe there's no money, maybe you're having fights with your family or your partner or your ex, whatever. You're running away from something, a challenge. And so you think by running away from that challenge, it's gonna be easier on the other side. And then you get to the other side and you realize you're applying for jobs, no one is shortlisting you. You need money for rent, for everything. You realize you cannot survive without money. You know the way sometimes at home you can actually survive without money. Abroad, where will you survive without money? Unless you're a citizen of that country. So these are just some of the realizations you come to terms with, and realize that challenges exist everywhere. And yeah, like I said, grass is not always greener on the other side. Number two, and one that I never sort of thought of until I realized I actually do it a lot, is the fact that you get to miss home in a different way, and you get to appreciate it in such a different way, a way that when you were home you never thought of. So it's just one of those things where people will maybe getting to know each other, and someone asks, oh, what how is Kenya like, or what do you miss about Kenya, or what's your culture like, and you talk about it with so much pride and realize, hey, I'm actually missing home. There are things I miss about home other than the food. There's my friends, there's the culture, there's the sense of family and community that exists even with people who are not like your actual family members, and you're just like, wait a minute, people have been successful even at home, so why am I trying to be successful abroad when I can actually do the same at home? Like, there's so many times you'll actually question why you moved abroad, and I guess it just comes from the sense of missing home. And I remember, especially when I was still new in this country, so many times I was just like, I do not see how people leave their homes, people leave their comfort to come and sort of like work their asses off in this country. I was just like, nah. Like, there has to be a reason. Like, make it make sense. And those were the times I was missing home that those thoughts specifically came. Of course, there's obviously different reasons that people sort of gain appreciation or for their country, for the country they are from rather, and like I said, it just makes you miss home in such an interesting way. Like, you forget about the corruption, you forget about the poverty, you forget about the lack of jobs or the lack of money. You're just like, yes, home, this is where my heart belongs. Another thing I have come to realize is you actually get to sort of like explore your identity a bit more, if that makes sense. So for me, for example, I've been brought up going to church every Sunday, and then obviously once I moved from the town where my parents lived into the city, I had to make my own sort of like decisions. So of course in the beginning I was living with my auntie and we used to go to church all together. So after I moved now from living with her, then it was up to me to sort of like decide what I was gonna do. Would I go to church? Would I just stay and watch online service and all that stuff? Of course, I got a church, I served in that church, and then obviously COVID hit. But then even after COVID, or well, it's still COVID, but you know what I mean, the church of course just became my home. But then moving here and trying to adjust to life, trying to find a community or a church, and trying to make money, because let me tell you, Sunday period here is high. I'll just drop that there, then you can decide whatever you do with that information. So trying to do all that, I had to sort of like figure out what my church going thingy is gonna be like. So am I gonna go to church every Sunday? Am I gonna attend online church? Because sometimes you realize you work so much and then you're just like, I want to rest, I just want to be home all day and do nothing. And that is the Sunday that, well, you were brought up going to church. So yeah, this is something of course that I am still exploring as an individual, and I don't know if it ever like stops or gets any different, I don't know. But yeah, I think for me it's majorly about being intentional with what I want, with my relationship, my spiritual life rather, and just knowing like, can I not, like, not really forcing myself to attend church every Sunday, but just going when I can, and yeah, making sort of the most out of it. So it's something that I've realized I'm thinking about a little bit more. It could be also because I'm older, obviously, and all that stuff, but I think it also has a very big, it's the reason is also because of having moved here, not knowing people, the whole community thing, and obviously thinking about church, and you're like, okay, I go to church, leave the service, and come back home. I wouldn't have like interacted with others. I might as well attend online church, you know what I mean? So yeah, identity exploration. It could be religion, could be spirituality, could be whatever. It could be anything. I've just talked about spirituality because that is what I am exploring. Another realization for me has been the fact that I have had to balance my expectations. This is in regard to so many aspects of my life, from jobs to life in general, to literally food, anything. It's something that I've had to also think about a lot, because when you're in a different country, you just think of living or moving abroad as this glamorous thing, this thing that will make you successful, this thing that will give you money, this thing that will do all these positive things for you. But then when you move and realize that yes, you're getting the money, but then again you need to spend so much money on rent, on food, on taking care of yourself, on literally any utilities and all that stuff, and you realize after you pay all this, where is the money that I thought I would have, that I thought would make me a millionaire? In terms of jobs, people have really struggled to get jobs. I know people who, not only in Australia but even in other places, who move and 2-3 months in, they still have no job. So how are they supposed to take care of themselves when you're in Kenya, you're told you just move abroad, there's jobs, and you come and realize, hey, I'm applying, yes, but no one is calling me because number one, they want the experience from the country, which of course you don't have. So it becomes something that you really have to navigate with a lot of care and sort of like balance your expectations. Otherwise, my friends, let me just say, you will be disappointed. If you don't balance your expectations, if you do not, you will be disappointed for sure. So yeah, that brings me to the end of today's video. I hope you found it insightful. I hope you got a few things from it that could be helpful, or you can also relate to or with, depending on if you're living abroad or have moved abroad or moved back home. Wherever you are, you know what I mean. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Please do so. And as usual, I will see you in my next one. Bye.